Hello, everyone. I am Kriss, the they them of mayhem, and today I am doing an armchair listening stream slash story time. This is going to be a new kind of stream for me, where basically I give you guys time to let me know if there's anything that you kind of want advice on or just a listening ear. Otherwise, if there's no one that has advice that they want or things that they want me to listen to, I'm going to pull stories from AO3 and we'll see what kinds of juicy things there are there. Let's see. So I'm just getting started. So, as per usual, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and get comfy. And I'll get started in just a moment. My drink for today is my Powerade Zero in the red flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull a couple things up, and then we will go ahead and get started. And thank you for the love, the kisses, Mythos. And Noya is eating pickles. Your food and drink is pickles and pickle juice. Sounds like a well-rounded lunch, I guess. Okay. Great. I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of posts here. Cool. So, as with other kind of reading streams that I do, I'm not going to actually like show what I'm reading because I'm not sure like how far like copyright or any of that stuff goes. I know that this is stuff on AO3, so I'm not sure like if copyright applies there, but we don't want to like get stuff taken down or have any trouble there. So I will just read it, and I guess you guys will just get to see a graphic, which I will probably should have already grabbed and put up on my screen, but I will go ahead and see if I can grab something to put up here for you guys to look at. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I should just grab one of the visuals that I have created for the Irium Cup. As for today and many of the other streams that I'm doing for the Irium Cup, this is what I'm calling a Control Me stream. And so that means that you can provide me with different types of activities or games and things that you want me to do during stream. And for those of you on Irium, you can provide me points to do that. For those of you on Twitch, you can provide me with a certain number of bits or subs. For the points, the 1,000, it would be 750 bits or 2 subs. For the 5,000 points, it would be 3,750 bits or 10 subs. And of course, you can always ask. Noya is saying, I still need to be invited to the Discord. I guess I will go ahead and open that up, and I should probably add that to my link tree as well. I do have a Discord, but I haven't opened it up publicly yet. But since people are asking for it, I guess I will. I probably still need to make some edits to it, but let's go ahead and open it up. To invites to server, copy, and then okay. probably work on that at a later time, but yeah, let's go ahead and get started with our stories. Okay. And make sure that I'm also getting to accurately see the chat here for Twitch, because I know sometimes that doesn't seem to stand out for me and I miss comments and I don't want to do that. Okay. So, AO3. I haven't actually read anything on here before. So, I was wondering if I can go by tags. Let's see. Yes, oh, I can. What are some good tags I can look through? Hi, Sushi. Welcome to the stream. Today I'm doing Armchair Advice, where I kind of listen to people if they have any advice that they want or just kind of life stories they want us to listen to. If not, I am pulling stories from AO3 to read. And this is actually my first time reading stories on AO3. So I'm looking for maybe any tags that would be good to look through to find stories to read. Any suggestions? Oh, you have no idea what AO3 is? It's Archive of Our Own. It's a place where people write their own original stories or fan fictions. Relationship reveal, Noya says. It says, one found, unsorted tag. I think this is the best fic that does justice in relation to Aluro's reaction to the Galra reveal. You know AO3 like the back of your hand. So is this the kind of thing you were looking for? Because I have no idea who these people are. It's Voltron. Okay. Oh, it says this tag belongs in the unsorted category, has not been marked common, and can't be filtered on yet. Okay. Which means that it's not showing me a fic that I can read. That's not very helpful. Okay. What if I browse by tags? Okay. Noya's gonna check out Twitch since they figured it out on their end and see what's up there. Okay. Oh gosh. The closest thing I found to their suggested tag is relationships. And there's a lot of things here. 2,442,522 works in relationships tags. She said, it feels good to take a break for a minute. What are you taking a break from? I'm going to be eating some candy because I had breakfast not long ago, which was just a smoothie, and I want something to munch on. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, definitely not going to go for relationships. taking a break from being a housewife and mom. Been doing dishes, folding laundry, putting away bulk items that finally fit in cabinets, etc. Baby's drinking her bottle. Cool. Sounds like you needed a break. I'm glad you had the opportunity to take one. Yes, I'm not screen sharing. I want to make sure that there's nothing that might get flagged or have video taken down or any kind of like negative shit going on. So I just have a graphic up for people to look at while I'm looking at stuff and reading. I can, I guess, while I'm just looking at tags and stuff, have that for you guys to see. So, Sushi, are there any elements of a story that you would like to read or hear read? There's lots of different tags like alternate universe, angst, family, LGBTQ themes, not canon compliant, lighthearted, loss, violence, slow build, time travel, possessive behavior, modern era, mythical beings and creatures, injury, introspection, kinks, happy ending, gore, gender themes. Me just low-key choking on a piece of what I'm eating. And that would be a very short story. Lighthearted. Yeah, let's see. And then we have, oh, not nearly as bad as just the relationships category. There's 566,269 works in the lighthearted category. Let's see what other tags or warnings apply. Let's see. This first one, I'm gonna see. How about we exclude some additional tags? Because if you want lighthearted, I'm thinking we're probably not going to want like a bunch of like smut and like hardcore sex scenes and stuff like somnophilia. That's in the first fic that comes up. Exclude warnings. Exclude stuff with rape or non-con. Yeah, that takes out more than 5,000 fics. Take out underage sex. Yes. Let's see. We probably want to steer away from graphic depictions of violence. Okay, that takes out quite a few. So let's sort and filter. Okay, that took away about 30,000. Yeah, I'm not sure how lighthearted can be non-con. Probably because there's a bunch of lighthearted elements in the story in general, but there's like a scene with non-con. Hi, Sharky. Welcome to my stream. I'm Kriss, the they them of mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. And today I'm doing an armchair listening stream where I'm giving people the opportunity to ask for advice or just have kind of some of their life stuff be heard. If there's no such need for today, I'm also looking up stories to be read aloud. And for that, I'm searching for stories on AO3. And this is my first time looking for stories on AO3. So right now we're going through tags and trying to find stuff that um, viewers want to listen to. And hi, Noya, I see you on Twitch. Right now, Sushi has requested lighthearted, and we're going through and excluding some warnings to get something that is truly lighthearted. We're down to 536,274 works. So let's see. I'm going to also exclude works with major character death. That's probably not the lighthearted stuff we want. And let's see. Let's leave out that. What about additional tags? Oh, Noya says they found something interesting. Let's see. Okay. Probably want to leave out mature and explicit ratings and probably not rated ratings. Ooh, there's a Bat Family lighthearted one. That could be good. Bat Fam usually is. And it's called Aren't You an Adorable Little Thing? Okay, let's go ahead and look that up. Okay, it says Family Fluff. Yandere, sibling bonding, cute. Yeah, that could be good. I have a creator on like TikTok and YouTube who does skits, and one of the skits that they do really well is Bat Fam, and I fucking love their take on it. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at this. Oh, and this is part 32 of the Obsession of the Bats, I guess, which is a series that this creator does. This is a story by Eclipse_msoul5647. Oh, and I got a warning. This work could have adult content. If you continue, you have agreed that you are willing to see such content. Okay. Aren't you an adorable little thing? It was a chilling night in every cruel city, Gotham. Okay, sorry, this first sentence does not make sense. It was a chilling night in every cruel city of Gotham. The shadows that had surrounded every street, every corner with a dark tint. Not a soul was on the street. Well, except the vigilantes that protected Mother Gotham like her children. It was getting late, about to strike 4 a.m. in the early morning. 3 vigilantes made their way home. Their footsteps were silent, hoping not to wake the innocent woman whose laughter had spread joy into their life. So you've all returned from your night duty, a familiar quiet whisper, and they turned. Blue shocked eyes, along with a shade of green, turned from wide and alert to warm and relaxed. A sigh escaped the eldest lips. Phew, you really scared us there, Alfred. Correction, you got scared, dickhead, the second eldest grunted. Morning, Alfred. Good morning, Master Jason. It seems you finally decided to return early for once, Alfred remarked, nudging Jason of his disapproval to staying out of home for so many days. Okay. Yeah, the writing on this is not great. Oh yeah, Jason stammered. Sorry. Alfred raised his brow. Did the child finally learn to apologize? Jason broke his fantasies into two. It was Dickhead's fault. Jay, Dick gasped dramatically. How could you? What did you expect? It's an AO3 story. True. I mean, some of them could be written well. Isn't this like, well, never mind. I was going to say, isn't this kind of like how Yale James or whatever their face is got 50 Shades of Grey published? But I couldn't read that story because it was so terrible. So yeah, that kind of proves your point, not mine. What dick got your head, or did your name get your dick? Quit trying to act innocent, Jason grinned. Oh, Alfred could recognize that smirk anywhere. The third brother scoted, his body stiffer than anything. What the fuck is scoted? His cracking steps caught everyone's attention. Tim let out a yawn. I'm going to work on my cases. Dick and Jason made eye contact, their fight stopping midway. Oh, no, you don't, brat. Dick came in front of his tired brother and flicked his finger on Tim's forehead. You're heading to bed, little wing, he said, bending down to his height. Tim gave his brother an annoyed glance. A sigh came out. The files aren't going to solve themselves. Oh, Dick and Jason were not having it. And you're going to be in an early grave. You want to die so badly? I can make it happen, Timbo, Jason spoke. Dick crossed his hand in front of Jason. He's right, Timmy. You need to sleep. Now. His blue eyes glanced his younger brother with concern, and Tim felt suffocated. His head turned towards the butler. Alfred, his eyes were exhausted. One could make out those terrible black circles that formed over the past days. Alfred gave him an unamused look. Off to bed, sir. Fine, Tim grunted, taking off his mask and walking away. Alfred skillfully caught the tossed mask thrown his way. His eyes were elegant, stern. Wait. Tim's checking feet stops, and he looks at Alfred tired. Letting out a yawn, Alfred was not amused. Your phone, Master Tim, if you will. Tim groaned. But, no but, sir. Alfred, Master Tim. Tim handed over his phone and electronic. Jason ratted out to Fred about. Finally, after being thoroughly inspected, he could be left alone. Dick and Jason had gone to their rooms to sleep. Tim didn't want to sleep, but his access to the cave was currently in Alfred's hand. He could easily get it, but he respected Alfred too much for that. Stupid brothers, he muffled. Okay, I'm done with that one. Oof. Yeah, no. I think I underestimated how little mastery of the English language these authors have. Ooh. Noya has a fic on Wattpad we could read. Do you want to be embarrassed? Cool. Okie dokie. Here we go. The Phantom Informant. Oh, thanks for the big heart, Sushi. Okay. Let's see. Start reading. Chapter 1 Yokohama Docks. Late night, Yokohama Docks, heavy rain. Oh, thanks for the fire, Sushi. The muffled sound of your phone buzzes against the warehouse crate you're leaning on. Mori's coded message lights up the screen. Target acquired. Extract data before guild intercepts. Clean job preferred, but exceptions permitted. A smirk tugs at your lips. Exceptions permitted is more speak for make it messy if you have to. Across the dock, 2 guild mercenaries stand guard over a briefcase full of classified ability user intel. Oh my gosh, thanks for the glow stick hype, Sushi. Holy crap. And thanks for it again. And congratulations! Sushi just got their 1-star badge for the first time. That's awesome, Sushi. It's age restricted. Are you talking about my server? Yes, it should be 18 and above. As with Irium. It's not letting you in. That's weird. Maybe I need to mess with the server settings. And you spent over 1,000 points, Sushi. Is there anything that you would like me to do for the stream? Oh, any boost is a good boost. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You have to go onto your computer and then you have to select some stuff before you can access it on your Apple device. Any advice on grief, especially grief of a parent? Is it losing a parent or grieving as a parent? Hmm. Yeah, losing a parent is hard. I know I would be devastated. Um, I think one of the best things that you can kind of do with grief is just try to like do the things that remind you of that person and grieve the way that you need to. Grief is different for every person. And don't let anyone like downplay or belittle you or your grief. because yeah, it's what you need it to be, and no one grieves the same way. Um, and just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Yeah, finding an outlet for grief is really difficult. No one really kind of knows how to do that. As far as kind of dealing with grief, it is really important that you take care of it because, like, grief kind of stacks. So, like, when you have another thing that causes grief, it kind of compounds the grief you're already experiencing. And while it might kind of bury the grief that you haven't completely dealt with, that just kind of makes the current grief even worse because you haven't dealt with the past grief and now there's more. Yeah. One of the things that I feel is very common is like the analogy of like the oxygen mask in the airplane. When you're taking care of other people, it's important that you take care of yourself first because, like, if you're in this emergency situation on an airplane, the oxygen masks come down and you're supposed to put it on yourself first. Otherwise, you can't help other people. Yeah. And there's also the analogy of the cup. Like, you can't fill others' cups from an empty one. So you need to refill your cup. What are the things that are going to give you that energy and enable you to do the things you need to do for yourself and for others if you have that energy and or drive to do so? Also, this advice and listening time is not a replacement for um, therapy, and neither is this a professional um, service I am providing. And we are not in a professional um, therapist client relationship. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now find the things that, make you feel good, or if not good, at least make you feel less bad or less tired. And it's okay if you feel a bit selfish. Yes. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't even have to be perfect half of the time. Do what you feel needs to be done for you. Doing something half assed is better than doing it not at all. If you have people to lean on, do a lean. That's what they're there for. Yeah. Especially when we're going through things like grief or, you know, very hard mental illness like a major depressive episode or like postpartum depression or right now when I'm having brain fog, so terrible. Um, oh my gosh. Burnout. It's okay to not do things. You just need to do what you can. So if that means, you know, not bathing every day or like cleaning yourself with baby wipes or like not putting together dinner and having girl dinner by basically just having, you know, crackers and cheese sticks and whatever else that you can grab. Yeah, that's fine. You're still doing what you need to in order to maintain yourself, your body, and your health. Yeah, if you can ask for stuff before you need it, that is honestly great. If you can't, then at least like ask for it when you need it, when you realize you need it. Hello, precious raven. Today I'm doing an armchair advice stream where I'm giving people advice if they need it. I've currently been talking with Sushi about grief. Thank you for the stars. Yeah. But yeah, if you can take care of yourself, do it. If you can't take care of yourself the way that you have, find an easier way. Like I said, doing it half-assed is better than not doing it at all. Okie dokie. Great. Well, then I do have Noya's story that I was just starting to read. I'm also reading stories if we have nothing to, give advice on. Thank you for the 1000th star, Sushi. Okay. Well, let's get back to that. Okay. Let's hear on Wattpad. Cool. Noya was able to get into my server. Okay. A smirk tugs at your lips. Exceptions permitted is more you speak for. Make it messy if you have to. Across the dock, 2 guild mercenaries stand guard over a briefcase full of classified ability user intel. The kind that could start a war if leaked. Suddenly, Chuya's voice crackles through your earpiece. Oi, Phantom. You just gonna stand there staring at their ugly mugs all night? His tone drips with amusement. He and Akutagawa are lurking somewhere nearby as backup. Not that they think you need it. Warehouse dock, late night. As you approach the unsuspecting guild mercenaries, their attention immediately sharpens upon noticing you, their eyes narrowing on your slim frame and casual clothing. No doubt they're already labeling you a civilian. Oi, the first man barks at you. What are you doing walking around here at this time of night? I'm sorry, I got lost. Do you mind helping me find my way back? I say in a timid voice. The initial suspicion on the guild mercenary's face softens, the second man even letting out a scoff. With your timid demeanor and the rain, you successfully sold the part. What are you doing walking around on your own at this time of night anyways? You're asking for trouble, kid, the first merc comments, raising an eyebrow. I was supposed to be meeting up with my brother, but it's my first time coming into this area, so I ended up getting lost, I say timidly. The first merc and second man exchange a glance, the former rolling his eyes. They think you're just a naive, lost civilian who wandered into the wrong part of town. First time here, huh? You're a real idiot walking around alone at night, grumbles the second merc, shaking his head. Where are you trying to go, kid? I'm trying to get to a cat cafe my brother said that is somewhere in this area, but he sucks at giving direct instructions. Okay, time to take a drink of my drink. If you have a drink, drink it. If you don't, you should probably get one. Okie dokie. Okay. Okie dokie. Still a work in progress. It's 3 chapters long. Off my ass, I'm dying. What? Am I doing a bad job, or it's just weird to hear your story read aloud? Hi, kitty cat. Hi. The first merc grunts in sympathy. I should probably also get my OBS up to see if I have any comments there. Okay. Brothers, right? They never give clear directions. Just a vague, over there somewhere. No, it's weird for my story to be read aloud, even though I've had someone read it before. Yeah, well. Haha. Get embarrassed, nerd. The second merc snorts. A cat cafe, huh? This ain't exactly a part of town you find those. You sure your brother knows what he's talking about? Yeah, do what you gotta do, Sushi. I'll still be here. He said that it was owned by one of his friends. I shrugged. The guild mercenaries exchanged another glance, their suspicion lessening even further. The first merc lets out a heavy sigh. Sounds like your brother sent you on a wild goose chase, he grumbles. And in the pouring rain at that. The second merc pipes up, rolling his eyes. Yeah, he's either pranking you or he's bad at directions. Probably both. Noya says, literally just blurted out a random place and a cat cafe was the first thing I thought of. That's great. I love that. So fucking random. You're soaked through, kid, the first merc observes, noticing your drenched state. You'll catch a cold at this rate. The second man chimes in, his tone mocking. Maybe your brother should have mentioned bringing an umbrella, or a map, or a brain. Or all of the above, the first merc adds, shaking his head in mock disapproval. I swear, siblings are supposed to look out for each other. This seems the opposite. The second merc chuckles at this. Yeah, your brother clearly failed at that particular task. Hello, Ultima. Welcome back. Today I'm doing an armchair listening stream where I'm giving advice to people if they need it. Otherwise, I am reading stories from AO3 and Wattpad. Right now I'm reading a story by our viewer Noya, who is a pre-debut on Irium. Yes, from Noya. and they're feeling very weird about it. So, ha, ha 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 ha, ha, Noya. The first merc gives you a once-over again, his gaze taking in your bedraggled state. There's a hint of reluctant sympathy in his eyes. You really are a lost little lamb, aren't you? He comments. Wandering around in the rain without an umbrella or a damn clue where you're going. You're either brave or stupid. The second merc pipes up with a smirk. Or both, he adds, obviously amused at your expense. The first merc shoots his partner a warning glare before returning his attention back to you. Let me guess. You don't have your phone on you either, do you? The second merc snorts, thoroughly entertained by your predicament. You're making quite the habit of leaving things behind, kid, he marks. First no map, then no umbrella, and now no phone. What's next? No pants? First merc gives his partner a disapproving nudge. Don't mind him, he says, rolling his eyes. He's always this obnoxious. He turns back to you, his expression more sympathetic. You really don't have your phone? I shake my head. No, my phone broke a few days ago, and I hadn't had time to get a new one. The first merc grimaces in mock sympathy. Ah, so not only are you lost, you're also phoneless. You're on a roll with the bad luck tonight, kid. The second merc snickers at this, thoroughly enjoying poking fun at your misfortune. The first merc sighs, rubbing the back of his neck. Look, kid, if you're really that lost and don't even have a phone to call your oh-so-helpful brother, we could point you toward the main road at least. At this offer, the second merc snaps his head toward him with an incredulous glare. What? We're not babysitters, he mutters under his breath. But before they can debate further, crack. A gunshot rings out from somewhere behind them. The guildmen whip around in alarm just as Akutagawa's Rashomon tears through a stack of crates nearby. Right on cue. Chuya's voice crackles in your earpiece again. Time's up, Phantom. Either vanish or start stabbing. The guards spin back to you, but you're already gone. Melted into the shadows like smoke. All that remains is one of your daggers embedded in the briefcase handle, and a single mocking whisper carried by the wind. Thanks for the directions. The two guildmen freeze, the color draining from their faces. What the? The first one gasps, eyes wide. The second merc spins on his heel, desperately searching the shadows. Where did... He chokes out, heart pounding in his throat. You vanished without a trace, leaving only a dagger as a subtle clue. Who the hell? The first merc mutters. Blech. The color still drained from his face. Did you see where he went? The second merc shakes his head, his hands trembling slightly. No, it was like he just melted into the shadows. The first merc swallows hard, his eyes scanning the warehouse for any hint of movement. Damn. We just let a goddamn ghost walk right past us. A sudden realization seems to hit the second merc. Wait, you don't think... The first one pales even further. No, he croaks, refusing to believe it. It couldn't be. The sound of approaching footsteps snaps both men back to attention as a man in a suit and tie rounds the corner, his expression stern. What happened here? He demands. The mercenaries snap to attention, stiffening under the sharp tone of their guild superior. There was this kid, the first one blurts out. Lost civilian type, looking for a cat cafe. Yeah, the second chimes in nervously, and then suddenly, poof, gone! Left a dagger stabbed into our case. Their superior's eye twitches as he stares at them with withering disbelief. You let one person fool you into handing over classified intel? His voice drops dangerously low. One of the men swallows hard before weakly muttering. He seemed really polite. Thank you for the barbecue shirasu, Ultima. Meanwhile, rooftop overlooking the warehouse. Perched above, Chuya snorts as he watches through binoculars while Akutagawa glares from beside him, Rashomon flickering impatiently. Chuya shakes his head and smirks at your still smug expression. Maury's gonna love this report. Polite or not, the superior's gaze hardens. He had to be an ability user. The second merc nods emphatically. Yeah, no way a normal person can just appear and disappear like that. The guild superior pinches the bridge of his nose, his patience thinning. And none of you thought... Oh my god. My partner and mother-in-law are in the basement fucking drilling, and it's so loud. It doesn't look like it's picking up on my mic, but yeah, I figured you guys on Irium could hear it. And it got really loud for a moment. It's not as loud as it was for a brief moment, but damn, that was uncomfortable. Okay. It's getting a little quieter. Okay. What do I have on here? Hold on for a second. Oh, apparently I started my stream really early today. I wasn't supposed to start until noon. Good for me. Oh well, I guess I will either go extra long or end early. Serves me right for trying to not start at the same time every day. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. The guild superior pinches the bridge of his nose, his patience thinning. And none of you thought to at least try to find out what his ability was? The mercenaries exchange guilty glances. He seemed so harmless, the first one protests weakly. He was soaked, shivering, and lost. I didn't think. He was cut off by a scoff from their superior. You didn't think? That's the problem, he snaps, his tone icy. Next time, don't let your guard down so easily. Even the most innocent-looking ability user can be the deadliest. The mercenaries duck their heads, their humiliation complete. Yes, sir, they murmur in unison. But their superior's not finished yet. He eyes the dagger still lodged in the briefcase handle. You didn't touch this, did you? He asked gruffly. Hey, Asta, welcome to the stream. I'm doing Armchair Advice, where I'm giving people advice if they need it. Otherwise, I am reading stories on AO3 and Wattpad. Right now, I am reading a story by Noya, who is one of our pre-debuts here on Irium. And apparently, I started my stream extra early today because I guess I just got used to doing it at 11 o'clock my time, and I'm early because my stream wasn't supposed to start until noon, so go me. Hello, gatito. I'm Kriss, the they them of mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. And today I'm doing an armchair advice stream where I'm listening to people and giving them advice that they need it. Otherwise, I am reading stories from AO3 and Wattpad. Currently reading a story sent in by Noya. And please make sure that you are following the Irium Terms of Service and are at least 18 years of age. Okay. But their superior is not finished yet. He eyes the dagger still lodged in the briefcase. You didn't touch this, did you? He asks gruffly. They shake their heads fervently. No, sir. We didn't touch it, the first merc quickly assures. The second one adds, we weren't that dumb. The superior exhales sharply, rubbing his temples. At least there's that. He eyes the dagger warily before turning to one of the other guards nearby. Call in a specialist to handle this. Carefully. Back on the rooftop, Chuya nudges you with an amused smirk. You really left them a souvenir? He chuckles, nodding toward your abandoned dagger still embedded in their briefcase. Mori's gonna frame that thing as a trophy at this rate. Akutagawa lets out an irritated huff, but says nothing. His usual stance when torn between begrudging respect and irritation at your theatrics. The rain continues pouring as guild agents scramble below, while Yokohama's shadows swallow you whole once more. As the group below bustles about, their voices a distant murmur beneath the rain, Chuya leans back against the rooftop ledge, a smirk playing at his lips. He glances at Akutagawa, who stands silently, arms folded. You're being quiet, Akutagawa, Chuya comments, eyebrow raised. No comment on the kid's little disappearing act. Hello, to be or not to be. I'm Kriss, the they them of mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. And today I'm doing an armchair advice stream where I'm giving advice and listening to people if they need it. Otherwise, I'm reading stories from Wattpad and AO3. I'm currently reading a story sent in by Noya, one of our pre-debuts here on Irium. Let's see. Where was I? Akutagawa scowls, the irritation bubbling just beneath the surface. I don't see why you seem so amused, Chuya. Chuya shrugs, eyes glinting with mist. Oh my god, I'm I can't talk right now. Time to take a drink of my drink. Hydrate yourself. Holy crap. Okay. Yes, drink. Hydrate or die straight. And I don't want to die straight. I don't think I've ever been that way. I don't want to end that way. Huh. Asta says he'll die straight for me. Okay. Chuya shrugs, eyes glinting with mischief in the rain-soaked darkness. And now my throat's gone all weird. What the fuck? Okay. Because it's entertaining to watch our oh-so-serious colleagues get outsmarted by someone who's apparently a lost kitten. Akutagawa's jaw clenches, the barb striking a nerve. He's more than just a lost kitten. That wasn't normal. Chuya snickers, clearly enjoying poking out Akutagawa's irritation. Oh, you noticed that, huh? Akutagawa's scowl deepens. It was obvious. The shadows, the daggers, the vanishing. He clenches his gloved hands. No normal civilian can do that. Chuya rolls his eyes as if stating the obvious. Duh. He's clearly an ability user, a clever one at that. Akutagawa's glare intensifies, his voice dripping with envy mixed with frustration. And yet you're smiling. Chuya lets out a bark of laughter, shaking his head. Of course I'm smiling. Watching you get all worked up over someone who just toyed with those mercs like they were nothing. That's gold. Akutagawa's fingers twitch toward Rashomon, but he restrains himself. Barely. Noya says, I'm dying. This is where I got tired, so there are moments it makes no sense. Okay, I'll make sure to make fun of you. He was reckless, he grits through clenched teeth. Chuya grins wider, clearly egging him on. Nah, reckless would have been sticking around to fight him head on after the stunt he pulled. He tilts his head mock thoughtfully. But disappearing mid-conversation? That's just style. Akutagawa exhales sharply through his nose and turns away, refusing to give Chuya the satisfaction of seeing him fume further. Below them in the warehouse courtyard, guild reinforcements arrive in a flurry of activity. Too late to do anything but clean up the mess left behind by your little performance. Mission success. Now, if only getting under Akutagawa's skin counted as extra credit. As the guild reinforcements scramble below, the sound of hurried footsteps and barked orders carries faintly through the rain. Chuya pushes off from the rooftop ledge with a satisfied smirk, stretching his arms lazily. Well, he muses, glancing at Akutagawa's still tense posture. At least you admit it was impressive. Akutagawa doesn't dignify that with a response. Instead, he turns sharply on his heel, Rashomon flickering like an agitated tail behind him, and stalks toward the fire escape without another word. Chuya chuckles before tossing you a wink over his shoulder as he follows after him. Don't let Mori wait too long for that debrief. His grin sharpens knowingly. He definitely won't be leaving out how much fun this was. And so we're nearing the end of the first chapter. Ending the near of the first chapter. Yes, that is a sentence. Hello, Dino. I am Kriss, the they, them of mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind, and today I'm doing an armchair advice stream where I am listening to viewers if they need it and giving advice. If that's not needed, I am reading stories from AO3 and Wattpad. Currently reading a story sent in by our very own Noya, who is a pre-debut here on Irium. We're almost at the end of the first chapter of their story. And just like that, you're alone again on the rooftop. Nothing left but your lingering amusement and Yokohama's neon lights bleeding into the storm-dark streets below. The guild? Already scrambling in damage control mode thanks to one well-placed lie. Your daggers? One lighter, for now. And Akutagawa? Probably going to brood about this for weeks. Not a bad night's work. The rain continues its steady rhythm, muffling the chaos below as you slip away into the city's shadows, leaving no trace behind except for the whispered rumors of a phantom who came and went like smoke. And somewhere in Yokohama, deep within Port Mafia headquarters, Mori smiles to himself as he reads Chuya's highly entertaining mission report. End of chapter 1. Hello, Cormier. I assume that's how it's said. I am Kriss, the they, them of mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. Is it Cormier? Cormier. Cormier. Cormier? How is it pronounced? I am Kriss, the they, them of mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. And today I'm doing an armchair advice stream where I am listening and providing advice. Yeah, it looks like Cormier. If no listening or advice is needed, I am reading stories from AO3 or Wattpad. And I just finished reading the first chapter of a story sent in by Noya. It's Kanye. It doesn't look like it's pronounced Kanye. And thanks for the 100th comment, Noya. Okay. Autocorrect is killing you today, Noya. But are you dead? Probably. Okay. Okay. Wants me to sign into Wattpad to read anymore. I think I have an account. Maybe. I do have siblings. Do you have siblings, Kanye? And are you at least 18 years old? Okay. Well, I have reported your profile and you are getting blocked. You need to be at least 18 years old to be on this app. Oh, they didn't actually change the farmer's market to today? Lying liars. Rude. Why would they do something like that? Yep, never trust Meta. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Oakley dokley. Come on. Load faster. Oh, thank you for the kisses, Mythos. Okay. Yes, I do indeed have a Wattpad account, so I will sign into that. That way I can continue reading your story, Noya. In the meantime, I'm going to take another drink of my drink. Hydrate or die straight. Especially you, Mythos. Here we go. Chapter 2. And thank you for the stars, Noya. Mythos says, ew, I'm hydrating with a dehydrating coffee. You weird coffee drinking pink bill. Ew. Okay. Mori. Port Mafia headquarters, Mori's office, late night. The scent of antiseptic and Earl Grey lingers in the air as you step into Mori Ogai's dimly lit office. He sits behind his polished mahogany desk, fingers steepled, a serpentine smile playing on his lips. Elise scribbles violently in a sketchbook nearby. Today's victim appears to be a decapitated teddy bear with button eyes scattered like marbles. Ah, Reo. Mori's voice is silk over steel. I hear you left quite the impression on our guild friends tonight. He taps a single photo slid toward you across the desk. Your dagger, still embedded in that briefcase handle, now framed by guild agents in panicked disarray. Chuya definitely took that shot for blackmail material. Elise peeks up from her drawing with a giggle. They looked so stupid, especially the one who called you polite. Mori hungs agreeably before resting his chin on his palm. Now then, shall we discuss how exactly an ability user matching your very distinct description somehow remains an phantom to both guild and detective agency records? His smile never wavers, but the glint in his eyes sharpens, a scalpel poised over a dissection tray. Elise abandons her sketch to lean over his shoulder, grinning like a Cheshire cat. Ooh, is it 'cause Fukuzawa doesn't know you're here? Or is Rampo just bad at big brothering? Leaning forward from my seat, I say with a smirk, wouldn't you prefer I stay unpredictable? A flicker of satisfaction flashes across Mori's face as you lean forward and smirk. Elise, still perched beside him, giggles in delight as she catches it. That was the choice he was betting on. Mori pushes a stack of files aside and steeples his fingers more desperately. Oh, Noya says my audio keeps crashing. Yep, and I keep getting that big red message at the top. What the fuck? Okay, well, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm in one place. There's nothing I can do about that. Stop sucking. Did that fix it? I just had to tell it to stop sucking? Okay, cool. Keep being better. Oh, no, it happened again. Stop sucking. Okay. Noya says, laugh my ass off. I think it's kinky. Mm-hmm. Yep, Irium just needs to get that degradation play on. Let's see. Mori pushes a stack of files aside and steeples his fingers more deliberately. Perhaps I can hazard a guess. His gaze sharpens, studying you as though dissecting your every thought. Did Fukuzawa fail to prepare you for the ruthlessness of our world? I don't know who Robin is, Mythos. No, I was already aware of the ruthlessness of the world before I had met Fukuzawa. Mori tilts his head, eyes narrowing as if searching for a crack in your armor. Hello, proactive flamingo. I am Kriss, the they them of mayhem. I'm here to tantalize your brain and titillate your mind. Today I'm doing an armchair advice stream where I'm listening to viewers and giving advice if needed. If not, I am reading stories from AO3 and Wattpad. I'm currently reading the second chapter of a story sent in by our viewer, Noya, who is also a pre-debut here on Irium. Let's see, where was I now? Interesting, he murmurs, studying a response. Elise giggles next to him, like she already knows something the rest of the room doesn't. A natural-born port mafia, then. He leans back in his chair, steepled fingertips pressing against his lips thoughtfully. Or did you gain such perspective a different way? Let's just say I learned it firsthand. My voice is calm, but my eyes don't waver from his. Fukuzawa may have taught me restraint, but the world had already taught me everything else. Mori hums in approval, not surprised, just intrigued. Elise swings her legs childishly beside him, though her grin sharpens as she senses the unspoken tension thickening between you both. So then, this little act of yours, Mori muses, gesturing to the guild photos on his desk with an amused flick of his fingers. A personal philosophy, or simply good strategy? Both. I don't hesitate. People underestimate what they don't understand, so why not let them? Mori exhales, something between a laugh and an exhale of pure satisfaction. Elise claps her hands together with a wicked grin. I knew I liked you, she sing-songs before abruptly going back to stabbing her pencil into the teddy bear sketch, now missing both eyes and half its face. Mori leans forward again, fingertips pressed together as his amusement simmers into something far more dangerous. Then tell me, how far are you willing to take that philosophy? Far enough. The words settle between us, a quiet promise. Mori's gaze doesn't waver. He knows what that means. A beat of silence before Elise giggles again, shattering the tension as she twirls her pencil like a tiny dagger. Ooh, you do belong here. Mori exhales softly through his nose, though the glint in his eyes remains sharp, calculating. Good. Very good, Mori murmurs, fingers drumming slowly against the table. But you know what I consider even more impressive than a well-placed act? Maintaining it. His smile doesn't waver, but the weight behind his words settles like an executioner's blade. Fukuzawa still doesn't know. Ranpo has no idea. And if Mori has his way, they never will. Elise hums cheerfully as she adds another scribbled line to her drawing, now a teddy bear with its throat very thoroughly slit in red crayon. Keeping one's mask in place even when surrounded by enemies. Mori leans back, fingers steepled again. His eyes never leave yours. How tiring that must be. I don't flinch. Not as tiring as you'd think. The corners of Mori's mouth twitches, somewhere between amusement and approval. Elise kicks her feet gleefully, swinging her legs as she watches the exchange like it's her favorite drama unfolding in real time. Mori exhales, smooth and deliberate, before straightening a single file on his desk with one precise motion. Then, by all means, he murmurs at last, voice low and rich with unspoken challenge. Keep playing your role. Elise claps her hands together like a gleeful spectator at a particularly thrilling show. This is getting fun! Mori's smile lingers, razor thin and knowing, as he dismisses you with an idle wave of his hand. but the glint in his eyes says everything. That OBS has decided to disconnect, so what the fuck is going on with the internet today? But the glint behind his eyes says everything. He's watching, closer than before. The door clicks shut behind you, locking away Maury's quiet laughter and the sound of Elise humming cheerfully as she scribbles another. Damn you, Zuckerberg! Says Mythos. Okay, well, let's see what messages you have sent me. Oh, and looks like... Okay. I think I'm probably going to end there today since I'm having so much trouble with the sound on Irium, and I don't know if OBS is going to go down again on that side, but it has been about an hour and a half. So thank you so much for joining me, those who have been here today. I will still be streaming tomorrow and Monday for the Rookie Cup. And I may also be doing a second stream later today, which would probably be a collab stream if you'd like to join me. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a good one.